Looking for info on what continues to make Orlando one of the most desirable places in the country to live, from the neighborhoods and attractions? Well, you are in the right place. Fireworks go off, and it's only 1:30 p.m. All right. Welcome to Near Disney. Thanks for tuning in today. I am Elijah with Florida in Motion Realty, part of Kim Hawk's team. But she is normally the one who hosts the Friday show, but she had some matters to attend to. So she entrusted me with her magic wand, the fairy godmother of real estate. You can call me the prince of real estate in the meantime. But yeah, we've got a good show for you. It is April 14th, and that means that, tax day is just a couple days on the horizon. So I hope everyone is prepared for that. We understand that that's probably taken up a lot of your financial attention, but once all that is done, maybe you are, or someone you know, are looking to check out the real estate scene, and we'll be happy to work with you there or put you in touch with some cool lenders as well. So really cool show today. We've got some awesome high produced videos. Viewer requested some information on Dr. Phillips, so we're going to cover some of that, and Universal Studios, which is like right in the backyard of Dr. Phillips for the people that live there. And Kim is going to share some of her awesome history as being someone who was on the ground floor working for Universal at the time to get City Walk going, and we'll keep you up to date on some of the newest attractions to watch out for, because we did just get some breaking news that Poseidon'S Fury, that funny goofy walkthrough ride that's in Islands of Adventure, is going to be closing on, let me see here, let's just confirm, May 9th. That's a Tuesday. So if you have a pass, or if you're looking for an excuse to go to Universal Studios and get to experience that, we could encourage you. You have a last chance to go and check it out. It's right off of the Hogsmeade area, and that was a water-themed attraction that would spray some mist and splash on people. It was notorious for being the place to get out of the sun and cool off a bit. So that's fun, but they always find a way to bring in something else new that's really cool. So with that said, let's throw it over to Kim.
For an alternative for Walt Disney World? Well, stay tuned, because we've got a lot to show you in regard to Universal Studios Orlando. I am in a place that I have fond memories. It's Universal Studios City Walk. I was in charge of marketing here for the pre-opening, and we were actually standing on the balcony of a place that was Motown Cafe back then. There were people that came in for the grand opening that included Diana Ross. We had Smokey Robinson. We had a lot of great people out here performing. But what you've got is this great entrance for people to go into Universal Studios Florida and Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. Orlando truly is a melting pot. People from around the world want to come to places. They want to come to Universal Studios Florida. And we cannot wait to show you some of the sights, because if you haven't been here, you're missing a true gem. One of the greatest movie theaters that you're going to have access to in Central Florida is right behind us right now, the cinema. When it first opened, they did things like a 24-hour movie scene where they wanted to see if anybody could actually sit in a movie theater and watch movies for 24 hours and not fall asleep. We did a contest, and it was actually with the Orlando Magic players. They were incredible. We raised money for a good cause, and there were two people that actually lasted, and one of them was an Orlando Magic player by the name of Bo. So back in the day at City Walk, there was a place called the NBA location. That's where a bunch of the basketball associates would come out. It was great. Got to spend a lot of wonderful time with Charles Barkley, the Michael Jordans of the world. Everybody would hang out. Well, it's no longer an NBA location, but guess what it is? It's called the Chocolate Emporium, and you can get everything with chocolate on there. So NBA or chocolate? I ask you, which one would you vote for? Jimmy Buffett was part of the grand opening of Universal Studios City Walk. And what you are seeing behind me is an actual plane that he actually flew in the Caribbean. And it was when he was writing the book, A Pirate Looks at 50. I've got a fun story to tell you. When we were talking about the grand opening of Margaritaville, Jimmy really wanted to land the seaplane on the lake. And we talked with every type of architect, and we just couldn't, and every engineer, and we just couldn't risk Jimmy Buffett's life. He wanted to do it, but what would we decide to do? Our creative said, can we make it a bar? And Jimmy said, of course, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. What we have behind us is the Hard Rock Cafe, and it's also Hard Rock Live. So I was in charge of marketing for City Walk when it opened, and Tom Williams had offered for me to be able to pick any musician that was on the Universal record label to do the opening. So I had the opportunity to pick Elton John. Elton John came in and decided not to accept the payment for that night. It was $1 million, and we donated it to Give Kids the World, and it created the seed money for the Give Kids the World Village. So right back here, if you ever get a chance when you're in town, check out and see what concerts are going on there, because if you can see from here, right above where that banner is, that is a VIP balcony, and that VIP balcony is a place where they have a piano that is from the Beatles. There's a story about how Eddie Murphy met Steven Spielberg and Ron Howard, of all places. Instead of Los Angeles, he met them here, and I had the opportunity to introduce them, and some really great things came about it, and that was during the Islands of Adventure grand opening so many years ago. So if you haven't experienced Universal Studios, you're missing out. And I love the fact that my daughter is working here and the legacy lives on. We love it. What a joy it is to be able to be at Universal Studios Orlando, and we are right at the entrance of Islands of Adventure. And so for those of you that are looking for those superheroes and you want to ride the Hulk is my favorite ride. I think that they have all of here at Universal Studios. Enjoy. As if Universal Studios couldn't get any better, if you come into Islands of Adventure and you ride this ride, it's called the Hulk. I have a great story about it. When it opened, Islands, I was a little nervous, I've got to admit, because it shoots you from like 0 to 67 miles per hour, turns you upside down, throws you to the water. And so there was this great guy that was in charge of creative by the name of Mark Woodbury that took me on the ride and told me all the safety features. You can hear people screaming now. But I guarantee if you were to go on the ride with the now president, actually the CEO and chairman of the Universal Parks and Resorts, you would have a great deal of comfort too. If I can do it, you can do it. Now we're at Universal Studios in Orlando. You could say this is the OG. This is the original great theme park that Universal created in Orlando, Florida. When you're in Universal Studios, Florida, you do not want to miss the Bourne Stuntacular. It's here on Rodeo Drive, and we have a great fondness for this, especially since we know the Renaissance Entertainment Group that coordinated and organized this really cool ride here. Get a chance, check out John Benkowski's interview. He's the movie director that did A Christmas Karen, but he and his partners do these great rides right here, the Bourne Stuntacular. So if you are looking for a place where stories come to life, movies come to life, then you've got to check out Universal Studios Orlando. And then don't forget Islands of Adventure. It's got Harry Potter and City Walk has got Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. So on behalf of my team, the Kim Hawk Real Estate Group, we hope that you'll find your place in the sun with us at some time. Give me a call at 1-800-KIM-HAWK so we can help you find, sell, buy a house, and have you as a neighbor right here near Disney.
So awesome to hear Kim share her story and just have, as a person who got to be a part of making that magic happen. You know, it can seem like ancient history, but we just want you to know that we had a part of that identity of Orlando. So happy to be able to have her tell her awesome story in only the way that she can, with all that magic and energy. She just really exudes the magic of all of that theme park feel. So if you have a favorite ride or attraction at Universal, feel free to share that in the comments or in the live chat. You know, we always love to give you a shout out whenever you can. We love to get that viewer engagement, and it's that viewer engagement as well that enabled the next section today, because somebody requested, I'd like to hear some more about the Dr. Phillips area with your real estate expertise, and we're happy to dive into that. We just highlighted Lake Nona because one of you asked us to the other week, and we went into Sunbridge as well because a lot of people are asking about what's going to be going on with that community in the future as well. So we're happy to jump into Dr. Phillips for you next. And I will say from that Universal City Walk that she's talking about, I did just go to that movie theater last week. Younger sister dragged me to that Mario movie. No, all right, I wanted to go too, but it was fun. It's a good time. And that 24-hour movie marathon that she was talking about, that's a heck of a contest. Is there any movie or movie franchise you could watch for 24 hours straight? That's crazy. All right, let's jump into Dr. Phillips.
Been hungry to live in a great location? Well, welcome to Dr. Phillips, Florida area.
Dr. Philip Phillips came to Central Florida in 1894, and he bought an orange grove. After he got out of the citrus business, Dr. Phillips wanted to build a community where people could work, live, and play. He actually chose the perfect spot within Central Florida. We are centrally located between the theme parks of Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, and SeaWorld, and have numerous different restaurants and shops within a close proximity. The very first commercial space is the Dr. Phillips Marketplace, which is located very close to us here.
So the Dr. Phillips, Florida area is very near and dear to my family's heart. It is super close to Walt Disney World. It's actually hugging right up beside Universal Studios. It's close to SeaWorld. My best friend, Luann Brooks, is the executive director for International Drive, which is circling this area as well. But my husband and I met in the Dr. Phillips, Florida area. And my bonus son, Chris, went to summer camp when he was younger, right across from the Dr. Phillips YMCA. And thirdly, our daughter, Ashley Elizabeth, she bought her first house and still resides in the Dr. Phillips, Florida area. So I can definitely tell you that we can give a testimony to how cool it is to live in Dr. Phillips, Florida.
Rocco's Tacos, which is one of my mom's favorite places. You know, I went to school in South Florida and Palm Beach area, and we had a Rocco's Tacos down there. And I always said that was how I got her down to come see me at schools, to go to Rocco's Tacos. And now there's one right here on Restaurant Row. So We love Restaurant Row. There's so many options and great places to go. And
Yes, absolutely. And baby, I really did come down there to see you, but it was nice that Rocco's Tacos was down there. It's alive here. It's amazing. This restaurant's got a lot of energy and it's fun. We're going to show you how they make guacamole tableside, and it's spectacular. Love Rocco's Tacos. But let's talk about the grocery stores. What's up with the grocery stores around here?
there's 3 Publixes that I can think of off of Sand Lake alone. And there's a Sprouts. It's more wellness based, and that's really unique and cool. And we have a Fresh Market, which is a little bit pricier, but all organic. We have my favorite, Trader Joe's. And every week they come out with new products. You know, the chicken soup dumplings, they're sold out every time I go in there. I have to get there at 9 a.m. or whatever time they open just to snag a pack. We also do have a Whole Foods around here. So those that are used to the typical organic food, you know, Whole Foods is also a great option.
Barnes & Noble. I think it's one of the last Barnes & Nobles around. And so if you wanted to go to a bookstore, you've got that going on. But this area is also kind of walkable. You can be on a bicycle and ride your bike down here, get to the Barnes & Noble, maybe I come here to get a spray tan. There's a place called South Beach Tans. And so for those of you that are coming down here on vacation and it's raining and you think, I want to go home with a tan, you got to come to the Dr. Phillips area and go to the South Beach tanning place. Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.
So Central Florida offers some of the finest golf courses in the world. We're here at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge, where you'll find some of the best golf that you can find. This is the location of the PGA tournament, the Bay Hill Invitational. This is what Arnold Palmer lived for. He owned this club, and this was a place where all of the PGA professionals came, and they knew that Arnold would be here, and they knew that they could rub elbows with one of the greatest masters of golf. This was one of the first luxury communities in Central Florida. This golf course started in 1961, and this community, as you drive through it, you'll find a number of homes that are reminiscent of that time period. Now, you can either buy a home on the golf course or on the Butler chain of lakes, and either enjoy the historic home, or as some other people have done, they've actually replaced the existing home with a brand new home on the golf course or on the lake. So if you are looking for a place where you can live, work, play, be able to have parks, to have places to eat, places to shop, Dr. Phillips is a great choice.
Part of the Dr. Phillips area is a new section called O-Town West. There's somebody that's putting about $1 billion in that area, and it's places like White Castle, Hamburger. We saw when they opened, police officers having to guide traffic into drive-thrus in O-Town West, right?
That's right, and I was there. I was in that line for White Castle. Their chocolate dipped cheesecake, I cannot talk about enough. It is so good, and all their little sandwiches. It's a great place.
One of the things that Dr. Phillips area is known with the census is that the majority of people that live in this area are members of the arts. So that makes sense, right? So you would see a Joey Fatone come out of this area, and you would see it maybe because Dr. Phillips himself decided to put money towards the arts, which is so cool. So people that are working for theme parks, Universal, dancers, people that are in the theater, it's happening here. So there's just a lot to do.
Dr. Phillips probably never envisioned that Universal Studios Florida would build a major theme park on part of his original land.
We are standing right in the center of Universal Studios Islands of Adventure, and as you may know, Universal Studios Florida City Walk, they have some water parks and everything, so it's really its own megatropolis in itself, and it's part of what we refer to the Dr. Phillips area. My daughter, Ashley Elizabeth Hawk, she works here, and we're just so very proud of her, but it makes it interesting because my husband works for Walt Disney World, so at dinners, they can't talk about what they're doing, but I get to enjoy the fruits of their labor. An absolutely gorgeous day. We are going to show you a little bit about Universal Studios, and we're going to show you some film right now. So as we are driving past some of the gated communities, properties are going to start around $400,000, and if you're on the lakes, you're going to be talking about a couple $1 million. Remember, Phillips Landing, that's the area where Dr. Phillips would have planes. They would land and they would take off from that area. We're going to be able to help you with everything, and you're going to really enjoy this area because it's got a lot of value. If you have any needs for real estate assistance, my team would be honored to help you. We're just going to ask you as well to subscribe and like, because we're putting these videos out every week, and we're hoping that this content is helpful to some of you. If nothing else, we hope you get to know us a little bit better, and we look forward to meeting you as well. So until the next time, make sure you check out Near Disney. And thank you, Ashley, for joining me.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
So fun. That is such a cool area. I love getting out there, taking part of all of that community, and definitely checking out Universal. We are, on the precipice of getting a third wing of the attractions: Islands of Adventure, Universal, and then Epic Universe. Of course, if you stay subscribed to us, we'll continue to keep you updated every time we hear more about that as well. And we have some more information on Dr. Phillips planned, and we're going to try to continue our series as well on new construction in Orlando. So thank you so much for tuning in. We always invite your comments, always invite your suggestions. We love to pal around here on the live stream, make it fun, make it social, and get creative with those videos for you. They do such a great job. We love our videographer team. So thanks again for tuning in. Hope you have a awesome day, and you can catch me on the Wednesday evening stream as well, where me and the rest of Kim Hawk's real estate team gets together, gives some market updates, and tells you what's going on within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle.